My name is Michael Lear. I'm from the class of 1988, and I'm originally from Mayfield, Ohio, born and raised in Northeast Ohio. As prepared as law school can make you, I felt very prepared. Again, my career path was a little different because I wanted to get into the FBI, and that changed probably right around my third year, 1988, thereabouts, when I met my wife, and my career path changed a little bit, and but prepared me very, very well for the field that I ended up in. I think some of the professors I remember, Jonathan Enton, I think I had him every semester. I remember having him early on, and I made a mental note every semester to try to take a course that he was teaching. He was one of my favorite professors, if not my favorite professor. I had Professor William Marshall for federal jurisdiction, who was, I thought, just a wonderful professor. I had Professor Leatherberry. Those are the main three professors that stick out in my mind, but it was a wonderful experience. It really was. Yeah, I started with a small law firm on the east side, Bernard Haffey and Bonnert, J. Ross Haffey. Some people might remember he was, I think, a very well-known criminal defense attorney, and I was with them for about 6 to 7 years. He represented one of the people in the Kirtland cult killing cases. My first year practicing, I was heavily involved in some of the motion work in that case. A very tragic case, but a very legally challenging and interesting case. From my early days practicing with Ross Haffey, and then going forward, kind of taught me, especially in the criminal defense field, but it applies to, I think, any litigation, to kind of break down the case into its elements and to look for, from the criminal defense perspective, look for any weakness in an element of the state's case. And so, that's how I approach every case. You got to look at the elements. You got to break the case down to the elements that the state has to prove. Look for the weakness, and attack the weakness as best as you can. I think it's very important to stay engaged, and I think Case Western Reserve University Law School has a robust alumni. For any student that is a current student, that's one thing that I would stress, and that is relationships. And making sure that when you're going to court, that you're developing relationships, and you have to be respectful of court staff, other attorneys, and you only have one shot at getting a reputation. If you get a bad reputation, then I think reputation is everything, and having connections and ties to alumni certainly help. I'm an adjunct professor, so I've been doing that for about 7 years now. I know Mr. Zuckerman, my partner, is certainly very involved in the Alumni Association and got me involved in being an adjunct professor. And I'm teaching criminal pretrial practice, and it's spring quarter every year, and I love it because it brings me back to what it was like to be a student. And some things that I would have wanted to learn back when I was a student, I try to impart on the students that we teach. You have to find your passion, and you have to follow your passion, and having a law degree is a key to any number of fields. And again, I always tell everyone, follow your heart, follow your passion. First of all, I'm very, very honored. Bench is an alumni association, Case Western Reserve, and I'm just very honored to be a part of it. It changed my life, and being a student here at Case Western Reserve, it changed my life. I think obviously made me who I am today, and I'm very honored to have been a student here and also be a part of the benchers.